Whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse me. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is good, LG crew? And I have to do this over here, aka Energy Bricks. Back with another video. Today we're going to be teaching you guys how to, just the main, five most common mistakes on NBA Phenom that ball handlers or people who dribble, what they do. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This is a late video and I'm okay with that because I wanted to make this video. Alright, so the first step into what the first mistake is that people like to over dribble a lot, meaning they don't play the game for what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pass the ball, you're supposed to dribble, or not dribble, you're supposed to shoot the ball. So like you have to make sure that like it's not just about all of this, you know. It's about getting your shot open, getting what you need to do, you know, and playing the game, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the first tip for you guys when playing NBA Phenom. You don't want to do too much. If you see somebody open, please pass the ball. I'm being serious. Even if they suck, bro, like give them a chance. Just keep practicing their shot, you know, and before you know it, they'll be able to shoot it. So yeah, that's the first thing. This is gonna be a quick video. The second mistake is that people like to spin excessively, meaning people like to spin a lot. They like to do a lot of this. Let's say I put my settings on 4, right? People like to do this a lot, right? Please don't do this. This doesn't help. I mean, it might feel like it helped, but it doesn't help. So don't do it because it don't help. Like, unless you're legend aimbot and you know how to do it correctly, don't do it because you're not gonna. It doesn't work anymore in this age. With my thing back. So yeah, spinning excessively, don't do that. You don't need to do it. It's not necessary. Like, you can do a quick spin move. That's probably nice to do, but you don't have to. You don't have to do all that crazy stuff. All right. Off. Alright, the next thing that you guys want to do is protecting the ball. This is the most, like, one of the most craziest things that people don't do. So what you want to do is, let's say you have the ball, right, and you got a defender right here. So you have a let me do this. Let's say you have a defender right here, right? This is the most, like, people don't do this very often, but they like to, let's say they have the ball in their left hand, they don't switch over to their right hand. This is an easy steal for the defender, but if you put it on the left hand, it gives them like a different way of thinking of how to get the ball, because when you start dribbling the ball this way, you'll be able to, one, not get the ball stolen easier when you have it like this, because this is not right. You got to have it on the same side as where you're dribbling. So right here, if you're dribbling to the right, put the ball on your right hand. Dribbling to the left, put the ball on your left. It's that simple, guys. Like, even I can shoot with my left hand. It doesn't even matter in this game. Like, as long as you put it up there, you know, like just like that. All right. And the next thing is overshifting. This kind of happens usually a lot with mobile players, and I mean like some football players especially. I know a lot of football players that play Phenom and they're like, yo, how are they getting the ball? But when you shift a lot, you kind of limit yourself, meaning you're not able to do as many moves as other people are able to do, like what I'm able to do, because one, I'm getting out of shift lock all the time, so I'm able to dribble the ball pretty nicely and not get the ball stolen. And then on top of that, this is also for me, just I'm able to not get the ball stolen while I'm trying to get ready for a shot, because if I do this, I'm still protecting the ball, and once I'm ready, I'll shift and then I'll shoot. But when I'm shifting while I'm shooting, it's gonna, like, you're rotating your player around the arc, this 3-point line, and it'll make anyone like it'll make people able to get the ball easier than if you do it right at the very last second. Now, I'm not saying that you should do this because it's pretty hard to do, like, at the very beginning, you know. But like, let's say, like, if you just want to get your shot up, just practice like every simple move, you know. Go out of shift lock, zoom in, and then shoot. Now, I know a lot of people like to shift lock or like shift shoot. Go ahead and do that. That's fine. I'm definitely okay with that. Yeah, these are like the most important mistakes that people do all the time. I just want to make sure to clear it out, you know, like don't do these moves or don't do these things, because it'll make you it won't make you a better ball handler if you still do these things, if these are still habits. So yeah, once you get that down, the last thing that I have is point of view. So a lot of people, I know some people on mobile, they like to stay in first person. I used to do this all the time. Now if you don't, let's say you're just playing like a 2-on-2, like Phenom was kind of dead, or like it's late at night, then go ahead, this is fine, you can definitely do it, I don't care. But let's say you're playing with like a 4-on-4, like a full server. You don't want to do this because one, this is your point of view. So your point of view is basically how far you can see, and see if I can go farther, I'm able to see more. So this is a large point of view, but when I come in closer, this is a close point of view. So meaning I'm not able to see the floor pretty well. Like I can't see who's on my left side. So let's say there's a guy right here. Let me remove this real quick. Let's say there's a guy right here, and there's also a guy on the other side. And it doesn't really matter where he's at. But if I'm dribbling, as you can see, I can't see them. But if I just shift just a little bit, I'm able to see that there's a guy right there, and there's also a guy right there. So it helps a lot if you just zoom out a little bit when you're dribbling. All right. So like this is not good. Don't do this, please, because you're not able to see what's on your left and what's on your right. You're able to only see what's on this side of the floor, you know. And let's say you're doing like spin moves, like you can't even see where you're gonna spin into, because let's say the player is gonna be on the other side, and you're like, oh, where do I go, you know? So if you spin, make sure you're able to see the whole floor before you try to spin. Or like, let's say there's a guy right here. Make sure you know where he's at, because if you just spin randomly, like you'll probably run into him. But if you actually spin around him, then you won't get the ball stolen. Now, how long was this video? This is a quick 8-minute video. I'm not gonna add anything too special, because this is a tutorial. I mean, you guys can learn from this pretty easy. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is LukeGabriel here. I know. Peace. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.